Time for an update on my big block swap 1977 Ford F-250. Now, we'll call it a 7-second backstory. I got this truck in 2013, sold it, and then the guy that I sold it to never registered it. I got it back, sold it to my buddy, and now I've got it back. He had it for about 5 of those years. His name was Eric. He was a BA. Anyways, now that I've got it back, I decided that Martha, this truck's name, deserved all of the wonderful things. So, build breakdown, 460, fuel injected, AN lines go to 1988, Ford pickup tanks, that one's modified, that one just went right in, shortened drive shaft, E4 OD transmission, all managed by a 1991 Econoline ECU, and all of that. We're so close to actually having cruise control on this, which is super cool. And then dual 3-inch exhaust as well as long tube headers. So I'll give you kind of the walk around on it here. The hood itself was in super bad shape. We scrubbed it down with WD-40, cleaned it off, and then clear coated it. Just keep that patina look. That ding has been there since before I had it. We actually readjusted this door here. This was painted how this is when I got it. I don't super love it. I actually like the patina on the other side. We've got wheel arches. It's just a matter of getting to it. The tailgate actually opens. It's just really, really difficult. It's a 2-hand ordeal. Here's that patina I was talking about. Now, this truck factory had that like racetrack trim. Oh, and it's a custom order camper special. Alcoas with adapters so we can run them. These were like $50 wheels. Yeah, these are your tow mirrors. And this antenna actually goes to something special, but let me show you the inside. So we've got doors or door panels from Dennis Carpenter, door pads from Dennis Carpenter, these little pull cups. This handle's original. That one was broken, so we replaced it. And then we did get new ones of these, but I decided to just keep these. And then we've got the, oh, that's popped out. I gotta fix that somehow. There. All right, well, that's a later thing. So, you'll notice kind of the main thing here is that these seats are not original. So to give these seats justice, I decided to do new carpet from OC Auto Carpets. And if you want to do the new carpets, I strongly suggest the SX. It's super, super thick and Gucci. Yeah, this truck was manual when I first got it. It was manual the whole time I owned it until recently. We have that automatic swap. So we've got the high hump here, but I just welded that hole shut. We actually replaced that floorboard over there at the same time. And then we put these Crown Vic seats in here. The power in them works. They go up, down, forward, back. They rub against this window and it makes inside of here really, really tight. And I don't super love that. Let me go to the other side. We got the new door panel over here. We also got the OC Carpets stuff over here. This is brand new. So we've got a little bit of fuzzies on there. The Econoline steering wheel right here. Crown Vic seat with the armrest. And yeah, so this is kind of mission control here. There's a lot of stuff happening. So if we start from here and go this way, lights, wipers, no big deal. Full gauge package truck, by the way, but we've got a tank switch, rear, front, and that tells which tank to use. Both tanks in this work. And that's our overdrive on off switch. That's right, automatic with overdrive. We used another dent side automatic steering column with custom linkage. I'll show you that in a second. Honestly, could polish that up just a little bit. And then a 1978 AM, FM, and CB all-in-one radio. Absolute freaking unit there. I still haven't gotten the heater controls done. I'm trying to just enjoy the truck. I need to actually go in there and then hack it so I can have heat because it's cold. I'm in my Carhartt jacket. Yeah, so we've got our built-in CB there. The cigarette lighter works. Yeah, and the linkage here, we actually used the 1977 pedal with the 460, and it's absolutely mind-blowing how well it worked out. Let me show you. So this is the 460, came from a 1991, and there's a lot of wires and stuff that go into this. And this is an update, not some crazy, don't have super expectations here. We've got the American flag valve covers. I did those by hand. They were really important to me. When I had the engine out of the van, I actually took the heads off and everything apart, redid all the gaskets, painted all the parts, and for the most part, it's holding up pretty well. We did have a fuel injector leak over here, so we destroyed a bunch of our paint, but here's that linkage that I'm telling you about. So this is the factory throttle body from the 460, but the throttle linkage was over here and cable driven. So what I did was I took it, flipped it, so the throttle linkage would be over here, and so here's that linkage. So what I did was I cut the nub off the front right here and then welded it up on the top right there with a little extension, and it just goes right down to the pedal linkage right there. So we had to bend that pedal linkage because the distance between the firewall and the engine was not super good, so it was kind of bent forward. We just bent it so it was straight, and everything literally bolted up perfect. It opens all the way, closes all the way, everything's good, the computer's happy. We need to make a mount for that right there. I'm just putting that in the video because I'm totally forgot until this point. We have the intake hosing from a 1997 460 that was in the junkyard. I was going to use the air box from that, but that air box comes out to like here. I'm certainly not cutting that. So, and I'm also not setting it on top. It would fit with it on top. It just looks super bad. So in my mind, I'm just going to do like a flat piece with like something there so these can go to it, right? And then we'll just have 2 pod filters, and then air can just kind of be directed from under, you know, between the hood and the grill. Easy, right? No big deal. We use the factory radiator from the 77. We had to use adapters here because the 460 hoses are a little smaller there. So yeah, just kind of measure what your radiator is. This is a camper special, so it has the heavy duty, the HD cooling package. This 460 actually also came from a E Super Duty, so it's technically like beyond a 350. I don't know, ton and a half, I don't know. But tell me in the comments if you know. But it has this little oil cooler down here, so you can see it goes from the water pump over to the oil cooler, and it cools the oil with the coolant over there. Really cool. We've got power steering cooler, and then of course a transmission cooler for that E4OD, which is just an absolute beast. Let me show you that E4OD and the crazy linkage right here. So down here we've got some eyelets. So you see I've got a nut welded, there we go. So I've got that nut welded to the linkage right there, so I can bolt that little Heim joint on there with a lock nut, and that goes down with some threaded rod. Let me show you what that looks like. So if we go under here, and don't mind, there's actually a Speedo cable plugged in there and then a Speedo plugged in there. Both of them are bad, so I have to replace them, but the linkage is right there. And you can see that we have that threaded rod that just makes it adjustable. Kind of neat, very simple. This truck actually has catalytic converters too, which is just absolutely wild. Oh, there's my transmission sticker. It's for my warranty. We got an MLPS right there too. Yeah, we had to rewire that to the modern. And yeah, then we've got our dual 3-inch that comes over here. It has to dip down below that transmission cross member, which is really small. Hasn't given me a problem yet, but that is a concern point for me, so I've just been keeping an eye on it. And then there's our shortened drive shaft with our little seal there. It has a carrier between the tanks, goes all the way back to the factory Dana 60 rear axle. It's got twin piston discs on the front and then drums on the back. It's camper special. And then there's some of my wiring right there. That goes to my 7-pin that I haven't hooked up. Just got the lights working because the bed just went back on. We also painted the frame and the underside of the bed. Just keep it all pretty and nice. Now, if you ever do this, don't grind it all the way down to metal. Just grind the stuff off and then coat it again. It has a factory coating. You don't want to rip that factory coating off and then cover it again. You'd rather have 1.5 layers of protection than one, right? And yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. We've got our selector valve right there, and we did new brake lines at the time. So yeah, that's it. That's my 1977 Ford F-250 dent side 2-wheel drive with a fuel injected 460 E4OD transmission, Dana 60, absolute freaking unit. Hit the subscribe button if you like stuff like this. I'll also put some links in the description for other videos about this truck because it's been an absolute path for this build. Thanks for watching. See you next time.